it's been called like a portal to another world, because when you come in here, you don't really feel like you're in Chicago anymore, and you definitely don't feel like you're on the south side of Chicago.
No, definitely not.
And you know, there's people who come and stay here for hours at a time and then walked out and been like, wait a minute, where am I? So I'm having a fundraiser on the 31st to help raise money to save this magical apartment building that has been in my family for 4 generations. And we don't want to see it go. It's a lot to my mom. She has a lot of memories here. And we want to see it become something that can be helpful to the community, because there's just a lot that goes on here that a lot of people, they may know about it, but it goes deeper than what they know about. I've had like a lot of my friends come and live with me for a little while. John Doe lived here for over a year, I want to say. She stayed with me. And then Drea Smith lived here for like 4 or 5 months. And Mike came and stayed with me for like a couple of weeks. So, you know, there's just a lot of like good creative vibes just flowing throughout the house. And like I've had a lot of people tell me like, man, I'm going through a drought, man. I can't write anything. I can't do anything. And then they come here and it just like flows out of them and they can't control it. And I don't know, I guess you could say it's the same with me, because like every room is just filled with like things to make things. If it's not like jewelry or markers or ingredients to cook something or a computer with a microphone to write a song, like you could pretty much just come here and hang out all day and make things. So my great grandmother Mamo, she owned this apartment building, and my mom like grew up here when she was younger. They lived on like the 3rd floor, and there's this lady who lives on the 2nd floor, and she used to babysit her. And then when my great grandma passed away, she passed it down to my grandmother, let's see, and my grandpa, that's them. And they ran it until, well, my grandpa was running it until he passed away. And then my grandma, Janie, she started running it.
They said I was crazy for being in love with love. Love wasn't loving me back. Well, guess she's loving me back now.
Every lady should have a fountain. That's what I say. It's been in the family forever. I'm like the 4th generation to actually live in the building.
Interesting.
So. Yeah.
And you guys have always rented it out and everything to tenants?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, before we got it, the tenants who lived here had lived here for like 20 years. Like they were just kind of a community with my grandma, but she didn't like bothering anybody, and so she never raised their rent. And so when we got a hold of the building, it was just ridiculous. Like my grandma was paying out of her pocket so that these people could live here. Mm-hmm. And my mom couldn't afford to do that. And so when she went to them and said, look, I don't know how my grandma was affording, or how my mom was affording to do this, but I can't afford to do this, we're gonna need to raise your rent. And they were just like, no. And they either started squatting or they just packed up and moved out. And everybody since then pretty much has screwed us over. This is where the squatters lived for like 4 years.
It's a really nice space.
Back to back to back. We had evil tenants. They trashed it. One time they put nails down the toilet. Jesus. Nails and bolts. They stole the stove and the refrigerator. By the time me and my mom got a hold of it, there were already people who had their eyes like just ready to just kind of pounce on this building that was kind of falling apart. But they thought that they could just like buy it for real cheap and fix it back up. And
when was that?
Maybe it was 2010. I moved here in March 2010, and then she passed away like 8 months later. And it was all really fast. We weren't expecting it at all. Mm-hmm. But we just kind of got the ball rolling. But it's been a disaster since we got our hands on it. Like, everything from people telling us to just sell it to people telling us, oh, we're going to help you do this and we're going to do this. And the next thing you know, they're telling everybody, like, oh, this is my building now. You can just give me the rent checks. And they just, like, renovate apartments and do a horrible job. And then we end up having to pay somebody else to fix it and evict the people that they moved in because they just started squatting and they didn't pay rent. And it's been pretty crazy. There's so much, but the tragedy right now is that we fell behind on the taxes due to trying to keep up with the apartment repairs, having to evict people, lawyers screwing us over, contractors screwing us over, like just pretty much like everything. Just setting us back and we weren't even thinking about the taxes. And then next thing we knew, we started getting notices saying that like the taxes had been sold. And so we talked to them about getting on a payment plan, and then we got behind on the payment plan, and I didn't even know about it until like a couple of months ago maybe. And my mom was like, I thought I was gonna make the money in time and I didn't want you to worry about it. And I was just like, no, what are you talking about? Like, we need to do something.
Let me tell you how it will be. There's one for you and 19 for me, 'cause I'm the tax man, baby. 'Cause I'm the tax man, baby. And should 5% appear too small, oh, be thankful I don't take it all, 'cause I'm the tax man, baby. 'Cause I'm the tax man, baby. And if you drive a car, I'll tax the street. And if you try to sit, I'll tax your seat. And if it gets too cold, I'll tax the heat.